The 18 best flat track motorcycle racers in the world will line up in 3 rows of 6. Here is your starting lineup for tonight's Grand National Expert Main.
Let's go with the man who set fast time and a new track record here this afternoon on the Via Esparza. Crosley Radio, number 42 Kawasaki. 3 wins here at Springfield. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Piper, Bryan Smith. Starting in the 2 spot from Coatesville, Pennsylvania, the Ramspur Winery Lloyd Brothers Ducati Hypermotard. He's got a couple of Springfield wins as well. Give it up for national number 5, Jersey Jake Johnson. Starting in the 3 spot from Crystal, Michigan, on the Dodds Kawasaki DPC Racing Machine, national number 17, we call him Hammerin' Hank Wiles. Going off in the 4th spot from Morris, Connecticut, a 3-time Springfield winner on the Zanatti Racing Harley. Ladies and gentlemen, the king of cool, national number 2, Kenny Coolbeth Jr. Starting in the 5 spot, he swept this deal last year, won them both. From Oxford, Pennsylvania, the USC Racing Hart Racing Kawasaki, national number 44, Brandon Robinson. A man who's won this race before, he wants to do it again. He's from Clio, Michigan, the Rogers Racing, Las Vegas Harley. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is part of the wrecking crew. National number 9, the Jammer, Jared Mees. And now we move to row number 2, the man from Graham, Washington, coming in the point leader this weekend on the Southeast Harley, White's Harley-Davidson XR. National number 7, we call him Slammin' Sammy Halbert. This guy's certain to win this race at some point, maybe today. From Salinas, California, on the Zanatti Racing XR 750. Ladies and gentlemen, we present national number 80, Stevie Bonzi. Going off in the 9th starting spot. He's won it before. He's ready to do it again. From Keller, Texas, on the Harley-Davidson Owasso, Tucker Rocky and Independence Harley-Davidson XR. National number 59, Wild Willie McCoy. Starting in the next spot is national number 91 from Acampo, California, the Bonneville Performance Factory Triumph Racing Bonneville. Ladies and gentlemen, national number 91, we call him Fluffy, Mikey Martin. Going off next from Eatonville, Washington, on the Factory Harley-Davidson XR 750. He is back to defend his 2013 championship, playing a little wounded here today, but looking strong. Give it up for national number 1, Brad the Bullet Baker. This guy's flying here this weekend from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, on the Bear Racing Machine. Ladies and gentlemen, national number 32, Sean Bear. Last one on row number 2 is number 14, he may be 3rd. From Salinas, California, on the unsponsored EX650 Kawasaki, but it's a Werner Springsteen Monster Energy. Give it up for national number 14, Briar Bauman. Well, you saw him earlier. He's found how to get around here fast today on the KTM LC8 950, doing it for GE Capital and Waters Auto Body. National number 10, we call him JL10, Johnny Lewis. Your next starter, it's DC from Peoria, Illinois, a esteemed member of the FBI, the Fast Boys from Illinois, on the Greg Crow Racing, Gardner Racing, Harley-Davidson. Ladies and gentlemen, national number 61, Dustin Crow. It's a pleasure to introduce this lady. She's another member of the Harley-Davidson wrecking crew. Had to earn it in here this weekend. National number 15 from Clio, Michigan, the racing lady. Please welcome Nicole Mees. Here's another one that earned his starting spot today big time. From Willow Street, Pennsylvania, on the Racing Unlimited McElroy Packing Kawasaki. Ladies and gentlemen, national number 65, Corey Texter. And to our final starter here today, out of Standish, Michigan, on the Stevens Cycle Sales, Kolsch Farms. Ladies and gentlemen, number 93X, Danny Kolsch. Congratulations for making the show here this afternoon. Good luck to you. And now, I will have to give you fans the opportunity. We've raced all day to get down to the 18 fastest and best Grand National experts in the world. How about we make some noise here at Springfield? Send them off Springfield style. Put your hands together.
Grand National main event coming to life on the starting line. Who's going to put their name in the history books? Who's going to meet my partner on top of the podium? This is it, 25 laps of scheduled distance. Can Brandon Robinson keep the streak alive? He's won the last 2 miles here. Got Mees down there on the number 9 bike, setting second outside row number 1. The 2, Kenny Coolbeth Jr. took the win down there in Daytona. He's looking for another victory. 17, Henry Wiles, first time on the Don's Kawasaki EX650. Jake Johnson on the Ramsburg Winery Ducati right there on the front row. 42, Bryan Smith on the Crosley Radio Kawasaki. That's row 1. Don't forget these big boys back here in row number 2. Sammy Halbert on the 7. We're going straight into it. There's absolutely no warm-up lap. Here we go, 25-lap Grand National main event. It's time for the legendary Springfield Mile. Staging them up again. They were checking out the lights. We're getting ready to turn them loose. 25 laps, 25 miles. 25 miles around the racetrack. Here we go. Danny Kelch, the 93X, was late to staging. That's why he's on the penalty line. All right, here we go. 25 laps, 25 miles. Round number 3 of the AMA 2014 Grand National Flat Track Series getting ready to take off. The light's green and they are off in a hurry. Bryan Smith will lead him into 1. Coolbeth in the 2 spot. Some bright orange leathers right there in the 3rd spot. We got Bauman in the bright green leathers in the 4th spot. Now he's back to 5th. Here they come off of turn number 2. It is Bryan Smith in the all black will lead him off of 2 down the back chute. We have Coolbeth in the 2 position. I believe Bryan Smith's up there. Jake Johnson coming around the outside looking for some more. It's early on. Lap number 1 getting ready to go in the books here at the Springfield Mile. 18 of the best riders in the world are right here. We're going to let you listen to them for the first time by. Here they come, Springfield. Rolling Thunder Show. It is Bryan Smith. He's trying to get out of here in a hurry. Right there in tow is Jake Johnson. Now Coolbeth is right there in the 3rd spot. Smith, Johnson, Coolbeth 1, 2, and 3. We'll drop a little ways back to Jared Mees on the number 9. Here comes the 14. Actually, that's the 17 of Wiles. Wiles goes up there into the 3rd spot. Bauman looking at the high line on the 44 possibly. Here they come, bringing it back off of turn number 4. We'll sort them out when they bring it back towards us. Here they come off of turn number 4. Your leader's the 5 with Johnson, Smith in 2nd, Coolbeth, Wiles, Robinson. Sammy Halbert's the rider in the green up there near the head of the class. As they go across the start-finish line, it was Johnson, your leader. Smith is now in the lead. Coolbeth up there in the 3rd spot. Wiles in 4th as they all get in line. Brandon Robinson is in the 5th spot. He tucks in and tries to get as small as he can. One rider slowing down. Watch out. Sammy Halbert puts his hand up. He might be done. Sammy Halbert throws his hand up. He's trying to get out of the way. One of the riders had to check up. That will gap the field now. The top 6 riders have broke away just a little bit. Then we got 2 riders battling for 7th and 8th position. There's Johnson, Smith, Coolbeth, Wiles. Behind Wiles is Robinson and Mees, so 6 riders breaking away in this one. Tough break for Sammy Halbert. He'll head back to the pit area on the number 7 bike. Smith pulls a little bit off of the leaders now down the back chute. It's the 42 of Smith. Here comes the 3rd place rider diving in there deep. That's got to be Coolbeth. Coolbeth knows that he cannot let Bryan Smith get out of here. If Smith checks out, they might not be able to catch him. They're trying to keep him in his sights. Smith, on the other hand, trying to lead every lap. Bryan Smith, 42, Coolbeth on the 2, Johnson on the 5. 3 of the veterans in our sport are running up front, 1, 2, and 3. Back to 4th is Wiles. Wiles the first time ever on this motorcycle, and he is staying up there with the lead group. Now we got 8 riders battling for the lead, top 3. Then we got 5, so 3 riders trying to break away. Here they come, they're looking to draft by Smith. Smith says, I don't think so. They are exchanging places for 2nd and 3rd place. It looks like each corner, but they cannot do anything with Bryan Smith on the Crosley Radio number 42. Bring off a 4. Here they come back at us. It's Smith, Coolbeth, Johnson, Wiles, Robinson. Behind Robinson is Mees, and Bonzi now is caught up to the leaders. Bonzi and Brad Baker, we can't forget about him. The factory Harley is up there in the 8th spot. Taking a look back in the field, Nicole Mees in 9th, and Willie McCoy rounds out your top 10. You can see some dust flying. That means they're using it there we go. Thought we had a new leader momentarily. Bryan Smith says, let me grab a little bit more of the throttle. It is Smith pulling away by about 3 bike lengths, this time down here in 3 and 4. Smith will lead him off of 4, tucked in as small as he can. Johnson. Behind him is Coolbeth. Behind Coolbeth. As we go into turn number 1. Behind Coolbeth is Robinson now making his way up towards the front. One rider slips off just a little bit. That might be Henry Wiles. Henry Wiles off the group. Now he gets back in line. So last time by was Smith, Johnson, Coolbeth, Robinson, Wiles, Mees, Bonzi, Baker, Mees, and William McCoy. That's your top 10 last time by. We have 6 laps down. Leaders going to bring off turn number 4. It's a freight train at 135 miles an hour, ladies and gentlemen. 42-2-5. New leader going into 1. Jake Johnson says, I'm tired of looking at the rear end of the 42 bike. New leader going into turn number 1 was the 5. It's Johnson. Bryan Smith in second. An unfamiliar place for him so far here today. Watch Smith grab a handful. Down the back chute using the draft pass. Up the inside goes Bryan Smith. Flying Bryan Smith out of Michigan goes back to the head of the class on the Crosley Radio Kawasaki. They're going to bring him off at turn number 4. Top 5 riders trying to pull away. 6, 7, and 8 not letting it happen. Now Johnson has a little bit of something for the leader. Remember Johnson out there on the Ducati. Ducati goes out front. Smith in second. Kenny Coolbeth, don't count him out. He's the veteran of the bunch up front. It's Coolbeth on the 2, back there in the 3rd spot. Now Mees is up there on the number 9. I'm talking about Jared Mees, and Brandon Robinson rounds out your top 5. Smith looks up the inside. Jake Johnson leaves the throttle on a little guard. Here comes the rider around the outside, taking over second. Coolbeth's finding the high line, and it worked down there in 3 and 4. Here comes the King of Cool up to second place. Jake Johnson on the 5, Smith on the 42. Coolbeth on the 2. So it's Johnson, now Coolbeth. The high line's working for Kenny Coolbeth on the number 2 bike. He switched teams. He's riding now for the Zanatti Racing Team. Smith is back to 3rd. He hasn't been back there before. Coolbeth looks like he pushes Johnson up into the corner. It is still Johnson at the point. Coolbeth 1 line up, around a little bit higher line. Smith tucked in 3rd. 4th is Mees and Robinson. Now we got 8, now 9 rider draft. 8 riders have broken away. It is Smith out front. Coolbeth in the number 2 spot on the racetrack behind Bryan Smith. Down the back straightaway, Bryan Smith. I'm pretty sure that's Coolbeth in the 2 spot. Johnson, now here comes some bright orange coming up there, showing the wheel at the inside. That's Jared Mees, who's trying to come to the head of the class. He might have been sitting back, saving some tire. We're not sure if tire wear will be a factor since they took the restrictors out of all these motorcycles. Here they come, 42-2. Smith, Coolbeth, Johnson. Johnson settles into that 3rd spot momentarily. Mees is right there in 4th. He's coming each lap. He's getting a little further ahead. One rider off the track over there coming off of turn number 4. His day is done. I believe that's the 10. Johnny Lewis going to the pit area. His day's done. New battle up there for the lead. It's Smith out front. Smith and Coolbeth 1 and 2. Johnson and Mees back there 3rd and 4th. We had 8 riders in line just a moment ago. Now we got, looks like 2 and a little break and then 2 more. Smith, Coolbeth 1 and 2. Now Mees comes up the inside, takes over the 3rd spot. The Jammer coming to the front. Here comes Jared Mees. Word on the radio is the 15 has a header pipe hanging off the right side. We'll keep our eyes on the 15 of Nicole Mees. It looked like the header pipe is hanging off the right side of the motorcycle. We'll keep our eyes on that one. Nicole back there in about the 11th spot. Here's your leader. They're switching lines on us. It's the 42 and 2. It is Bryan Smith. I believe the header pipe has come off of the 15 bike. It didn't sound like it was that bad, but something definitely hanging off the right side of the motorcycle. We'll keep our eyes on it. 3 riders battling for the lead. Then we go back to 3 riders battling for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Down there in 3 and 4. Here they come back at us. It is still Bryan Smith, the Piper, on the 42 bike. He tucks in underneath the paint. There's the 2 in second. That is Coolbeth. Now Mees is coming up there to the head of the class. Oh, rider down hard into the hay bales, into the air fence. Rider down over here to the right. possibly Willie McCoy, I believe. Red flag is coming out. We're going to shut him down. Red flag's coming out. I see somebody moving underneath the air fence. The air fence is out, and looks like the rider's moving around a little bit. He might be trapped underneath that air fence. So, tough break. There's the Willie McCoys right there, so it wasn't him. Not quite sure who it is. Red flag's coming out. Motorcycle's still out in the middle of the racetrack. We're trying to figure out who's down. I don't think it's 59, Willie McCoy. There's Coolbeth going up there. No, that's Baker's going up there to check on him. I'm not sure. The rider's just kind of climbing out from underneath the air fence. I see Baker headed over there. That's good sportsmanship right there. The rider's climbing out from underneath the air fence. We're checking out the rider. I'm not sure who it is yet. The bike's way down there into the first corner. Not sure who's got the bright orange motorcycle. We'll try to figure out who it is. Looks like Brad Baker, the champ, pulls up over there, trying to figure out. There's the rider comes out from underneath the air fence. Do we know what number's down? It is the 80 bike. Stevie Bonzi, the rider down. He went into the hay bales right at the impact point. A rider's on his feet, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make some noise for Stevie Bonzi. As the late Donnie Bargeman would say, tougher than a $2 steak. So Stevie Bonzi goes down on the number 80 bike. Brad Baker stopped over there to check on him. Looked like he was trapped underneath the air fence for just a second. That's kind of a hard place to go down right there. It's right where the hay bales ended and the air fence begun. Definitely hitting in that spot's better than hitting a wall, but Bonzi's already headed over there to the moped. Actually, he's going over to look for his motorcycle. Brad Baker's trying to fire up the factory Harley-Davidson #1 bike and try to bring him back over here. Barry Boone, I think Barry going to be headed to the hot box. Where you at, Barry?
Yeah, buddy, I am in the hot box, partner. Looking around here, Bryan Smith hopped off his machine. It was pretty much all smiles, so he's happy with his setup, apparently happy with the motorcycle. Thus far, the Dunlops look beautiful on the back of these motorcycles. Here's Kenny Coolbeth, the king of cool. Zanotti guys are here. There's Cupcake Kevin Atherton checking things over. No changes to the motorcycle. They can't do much anyway by AMA Pro rules. When they're in the hot box, they can adjust around on the clutch lever. They can do a few things. They can't do much. Scotty?
Fans are putting their hands together. There's Bonzi. He's up and okay. Went into the air fence. Looks like the pipes are pushed way up. He'll have just a few moments to get that bike ready, but when that track is ready to go, they're going to turn him back loose again. Barry, got any more information? Bonzi's up and okay. That's good news.
Yep, it's a good deal. We're going to try to get a word with Stevie if he's in a position to talk as they are taking a look at Nicole Ches's machine. Nicole Mees, rather. It looks like the oil cooler was what was dangling off the side of the bike. They were allowed to use some Gorilla tape here and safety wire it back up, so that's safe. Brandon Robinson's good. He's hanging out. There comes the champ, national #1. And here's Bonzi talking to Briar Bauman and talking to his crew after climbing out from under that air fence. Let's get a word with him. Stevie, how you feeling, buddy?
A little shooken up, but you know, this is a long season and I got to get all the points I can get. I'm going to go out there and hammer down and try to get back towards where I was at.
All right, when you go down here at 135 mile an hour, you could say you've had a moment for sure, and when you get up and walk away, it's all the better. Here's Chris Carr, his rider coach. He's got his head right in Bonzi's helmet going, hey man, you're good, let's get back out there, let's do it. In fact, let's get a word with the champ. There's not very many guys in this race that have won the Springfield Mile. The reason there aren't many active members of the organization that have won the miles because the man standing to my immediate right won most of them of late. Chris Carr, good to see you here.
It's good to be here. I hate to see Stevie go down like that. You know, it's a lot of tight racing out there, and he was losing a little touch with the lead pack. But we'll see if we can get him going.
Well, he brought his own red out. Now maybe he'll get to rejoin the field and he'll be strong.
I hope so. Hopefully he's got the bit between the teeth now. So.
And the main thing is he's up and healthy, which is the greatest.
Exactly.
Chris Carr, ladies and gentlemen, 7-time AMA Pro Grand National champ. Yeah, you can do that. Larry Lawrence is here. Scotty, looks like they're going back to what the late J.B. Norris termed an echelon start, perhaps. Where they stagger the start. Used to be they would line up, for benefit of our new fans, there was a time they would line up single file down here on the racetrack, but no more. They stagger them so that's to give them every shot of getting off safely. One of the guys that's certainly been a factor all day, he was a factor in this one too, just before they're getting ready to push him off. Let's say, hello Brian, how you feeling? How's the racetrack? How's your bike?
Good, everything's good. Just got to keep doing the same thing we're doing.
He says, I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing. That's national number 42, the Piper, Bryan Smith. That's it from down in the hot box, Scotty. I'm going to wrap it up here and throw it back up to my partner, Hollywood.
Appreciate it, Barry. They're telling me 12 laps to go, so we're just about the halfway point, so it's like a little short break in the action. Good news was the 80 Stevie Bonzi was up and okay. Word on the radio, too, is I think it was the oil cooler that came off the right side of Nicole Mees' bike, as it looked like the header pipe was sticking out, but they were able to do some modifications and use some duct tape and make that thing work. We'll see if the number 80 can get back out here. Stevie Bonzi, I know his bike's not going to be the same as it was before he hit the ground, but we'll see our first staggered start of the afternoon. We got Smith pulls up. He says, I'm taking the inside. Johnson's going to, Coolbeth will pull up on the 2 bike. Zanati Racing got Kevin Atherton pushing that motorcycle out there. What's up, Cupcake? There he is.
Kenny Coolbeth getting ready to go back. Kenny, your bike looks great today. You're running good. How do you feel about your odds here of being on top of that box?
I just need to stay in the lead there, like right behind Bryan, and you know, see what we can do with him at the last couple laps. But I feel good.
All right, he says, I feel good. I just need to get in the lead and stay there. Real quick, we'll talk to the man running in third, the jammer, Jared Mees. Your bike looks like it's working for you. Are you pleased with it? What are your chances of being at the top of the box today at Springfield?
Yeah, there's no doubt this Rogers Racing XR750 Harley-Davidson is running really good, and Kenny Tolbert and Sammy Sweet here, they got it tuned up really good. Just got to try to, play it out a little bit. Bryan's definitely the strong guy for sure. He's leading the most laps and seems to be controlling the race, so just try to jockey it up a little bit.
Well, we've got all 3 of you guys have been on the top of the box at Springfield before, some of them a couple of times. And Scotty, just to answer your question about will we have a tire wear issue, that Dunlop looks great to Kevin Atherton and Barry Boone.
Well, we're halfway through. Ladies and gentlemen, they're going to have the staggered start. 42 is at the point. Bryan Smith, second to 2 of Kenny Coolbeth. Jared Mees was working his way up there. He's actually caught up to the leaders, and he's in the 3rd spot on the Rogers Racing entry. Number 5, Jake Johnson sitting in 4th. 17 of Wiles in 5th. Robinson 6th on the 44. Brad Baker on the number 1 back there. 59, Wild Willie McCoy, 2-time winner here. 91. That is Mike Martin. 65, that's Corey Texter working his way up towards the front. 14, that is Briar Bauman. 32, Sean Bear on the KTM. And 93X, Danny Kelch. 15, Nicole Mees. 61, it's Dustin Crow. And the 80, Stevie Bonzi. That's how we're going to stage them up. We got 12 laps remaining. 12 laps left, and we're going to turn them loose. 42 trying to put on his gloves. The Piper. Flying. Bryan Smith's going to climb on board that Kawasaki. They work day and night. They got that frame about 2 weeks ago. 12 laps left. This could be like a 12-lap dash for cash because the winner's going to take home the big trophy here. 25-lap Springfield Mile National will go in the books. Jared Mees needs a starter. Looks like the starter's dead on the number 9 bike. They, again, stick the starter in the side cases. Sammy Sweet over there used to be national number 60. He sticks the starter in the case, and it comes to life now. So it looks like Mees possibly changed helmets. You can do that. You cannot work on your motorcycles. If you work on your motorcycles, go to the tail end of the field. Dustin Crow must have did that because he's at the tail end of the field or something. He's actually shown next to dead last. Nicole Mees back there, she worked on the bike, and of course the 80 Stevie Bonzi, he brought out the red flag by going into the hay bales. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 12 laps left. Springfield Mile, watch the green light. And they're off. Look at Bonzi's already around 6 people. Stevie Bonzi from the tail end of the field goes around 6 people, goes up there. Oh, rider down. I believe that's Bonzi again, if I'm not mistaken. That might be Bonzi once again. He gets up and runs after the motorcycle. He's grabbing it, but there's motorcycle parts on the racetrack. Red light's coming out. Red light is coming out. There are pipes. Looks like his pipes came off. I believe that was Bonzi going down again. Red flag is out. Trying to woe him down. Is down. I believe it is Stevie Bonzi going down again. I see his pipes are hanging there partially on the ground. We'll stage them up and do it once again. 12 laps will be the distance. We're going to bring them straight to the staging area. Straight to the starting line, and we'll do it once again. The staggered restart. I believe Bonzi had one heck of a shot from the tail end of the field. I believe he passed 5 or 6 guys. Went down there. I don't think anybody touched him, but he ended up going down pretty quickly over there. So something might be wrong with that motorcycle. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like he's picking up his extra pieces.
That's not good, Scotty, when you have to pick your pieces up off the racetrack.
Well, they possibly put new pipes on the bike and may have not had time to hook the springs on properly or get the correct mounts on those pipes. So, or they might have kicked the ones that were on the bike back into the place. Not sure, but looks like they came loose.
Hey, Scotty, I've caught up with Stephanie Johnson. She's with Just Right Eating, providing great nutrition for the riders and fans and others here in the Springfield area. Thank you for your support of the mile.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, your products are exciting and cool.
Thank you. It's gone over really well today, so I'm pretty happy.
All right, I'll give it back to Scotty. We got business on the racetrack. Thank you for all you've done here, Stephanie.
A lot of pieces missing off that motorcycle. The pipes are gone for sure. They're going to push him to the hot box. If they can't get it ready, they're going to go without him, so his day might be over. Smith pulls up back to the top. All right, Bonzi goes back to the pit area. We're not going to wait. We're going straight to work. Keep the bikes running. Smith is right there on the 42 bike. We're going to go straight back to the race. 12 laps left. You're not allowed to work on the motorcycle. They're going to try to fire up the Wiles bike, 17 bike. Smith circling around on the 42. They're going to line it back up. Smith will be at the point. All right, they're saying let's go racing. They need to bring them up to the line. A couple of them are circling around all the way down to turn number 4. That's Bryan Smith, your leader, way down there. They're going to bring him back up to their starting spot. Here comes Smith on the 42 by Crosley Radio Kawasaki. Here we go. We're going to go with or without you. Here comes Smith up to the point. So let's see if we can do this again. 12 laps left. Smith, the 2 of Kenny Coolbeth Jr. Used to be factory Harley-Davidson rider. Now he rides for Zanatti Racing. He won Daytona. There is the 9 of the Jammer. Jared Mees been working his way to the front. 5 of Johnson, 17 of Wiles. Here we go. Restart. 12 laps to go. Uh-oh. Well, they're talking things over.
Well, by the body language I'm seeing down here from Kevin Clark, apparently he's thinking it was an equipment deal here. Not sure, but.
So they just now brought up the red flag, so they were going to go racing. A lot of the bikes did not get going, so we'll have to sort this one out. I'm not sure. From up here, it looked like the front runners took off. The back runners did not go anywhere. So
we'll find out in a moment, won't we? This is Harley-Davidson Expert Twins at its finest.
Now they're going to bring them over there to the hot box. Bryan Smith says, I'm going to take one more lap around. Well, it's getting interesting out here for sure.
Well, it is for sure. And there might be a conversation with Bryan after this one.
Well, maybe you can head down there to the hot box.
Perhaps I should.
I'm about ready for a Sozo energy drink.
I've been drinking it all day. By the way, I need my Kimco Agility 125 here, and I wouldn't be running to the hot box. I'd be riding. Where's my Kimco?
He's back in the pit area. So on the radio, they're saying that half the field saw the green light, the other half did not see. So we'll have to stage them up and do it once again. Steve Moorhead's down there talking to my partner, Barry Boone.
I got Steve Moorhead, director of Flat Track here on the ground at every round. Steve, what's happening?
Well, the starting light malfunctioned. Part of it started to flash green, and it went out. Half the field seen it, half of it didn't. You know, it's our bad. We're going to fix the darn thing, and we're going to get this race, and it's going to be an exciting last 13 laps. So it's all about being fair for everybody, and God darn it, we want to finish this thing with a hell of a finish. So We're going to get this fixed.
Steve Moorhead, the man who put a helmet on for a number of years, the Findlay Flyer out of Findlay, Ohio, he understands the frustration that could come from being on that line and a malfunctioning light. We've never really had a problem with that light in the 5 or 6 or 7 years that I've been involved, but today it's been a little bit problematic for them, and we saw an old school start. How long has it been, Scotty, since you've seen a Grand National race, expert race, started with a green flag?
Well, it's been a long time. I cannot remember. This is our 6th season together. Before that, I did the Live Eye Sports stuff for a while. Never saw it on during that time. So it's been at least 8 or more years. That's a good question for, I believe, Bert Sumner, who's putting on the Dairyland Classic Friday night.
Bert's a historian, a statistician. He would probably know that. He knows everything. But I kind of liked it myself. I don't know about you. I miss the old school green flag start.
Yep. Dan Johnson, the director of Flat Track, just asked if the light is working correctly. The answer is yes. So they've tested it a couple of times. Once again, there's no starters on these motorcycles. So you can see they shove a starter in the side to turn the bottom end over and turns the bike over and starts the motorcycles. All right.
That, by the way, is the man he's talking about. That's Dan Johnson. He's the man in charge at AMA Pro Racing of all things flat track. He said, would you just run through it one more time, make sure it's working? And Kevin Clark said, yes, sir, and it is, so we look like we are good to go. Hollywood, got 12, 13 laps remaining here at Springfield Mile. Have fun with it.
I appreciate it. 12 laps is the total distance left. 12 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen, here in our main event. 12 laps is what we're looking at. Springfield Mile, we got 12 laps. Bryan Smith out front. We got Coolbeth in the 2 spot. 3rd spot is Mees on the 9. Johnson on the 5, and they are off. Corey Texter goes nowhere. I think Corey Texter's problem was he didn't have a clutch working properly. That's why he got going late. One rider slips off the groove just a little bit. It is Smith out front. Coolbeth in the 2 spot. Here they come down the back straightaway. It is Smith on the black motorcycle. He's got company coming down the back chute. They're too wide. Now they're going battle back there for second. Now here comes somebody all the way around the outside. We'll keep our eyes. I believe that's Coolbeth. Here they come back at us this direction. One rider making the high line work down there. Coolbeth's the only one that's figured it out so far. We'll see if anybody else is coming with them. And it is Johnson actually that figured it out. So Coolbeth figured out that line earlier. Johnson said, I saw it earlier. I'm going to do it myself. Now into turn number 1 is flying Bryan Smith. He leads him off of turn number 2. Johnson is up there on the 5 bike. Coolbeth's there on the number 2. And the number 9, Mees is right there on the 9. Looks like Willie McCoy, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the front. He's up to 5th place. 2-time Springfield Mile winner Willie McCoy says, all right, I know I got 12 laps in me. Let's go to the front. Here comes 42, Bryan Smith, 2, Kenny Coolbeth, 5, Johnson, Mees, 9, Willie McCoy, Brandon Robinson, the number 1 of Baker. Baker showing you that that elbow doesn't matter. He's going to keep on running. Baker on the factory Harley's working his way up there. Now, Corey Texter off the track on the 65 bike. Looked like he was having clutch issues during one of our red flags. Now we got 2 riders breaking away. Back to 2 more riders. Back to 2 more riders. They're going to group them all back together down here in the corners. 42, flying. Bryan Smith's going to point the Kawasaki this direction. Here he comes. It's 42. Ducks into the bottom side of the front straightaway. 2 is there. That is Coolbeth. Johnson there on the 5 bike. Jared Mees is right there on the number 9 machine. Veterans of our sport are up front. Remember, no restrictors. They don't know what they're in for. They don't know if tire wear is going to be a factor. Barry Boone looked them over during our break right there. That red flag said tires look fine. Smith leads them into turn number 1. Kenny Coolbeth is right there. Coolbeth used to be factory Harley-Davidson rider. Makes move over to the Zanatti Racing team and took the win down there at the Daytona short track, looking for a Springfield Mile win for the same team. It is Smith out front, Coolbeth in 2nd, Johnson 3rd, Mees was 4th across the line, Robinson was 5th, Willie McCoy 6th, Brad Baker 7th, Henry Wiles 8th, Mikey Martin on the Triumph 9th, and Briar Bauman 10th. Nicole Mees has worked her way up to 11th, Sean Bear, Danny Kelch, Dustin Crow, Corey Texter, Stevie Bonzi, Johnny Lewis, and Sammy Halbert's how the entire field looks. 17 laps are in the books. Here they come, bringing it back at us off of turn number 4. Smith gets a little bit sideways right there coming off the corner. Got a little wheel spin, possibly. Coolbeth is there. So is the jammer, Jared Mees. Coolbeth trying the high line once again on the number 2 bike. Coolbeth trying the high line once again. Here comes Mees getting the drive off of turn number 2 down the back chute. Mees lagging back just a little bit, diving in deep into 3. Once again, Coolbeth tries 1 bike length up higher than the 42. Now he drops back and gets in line. Bringing it back this direction up at turn number 4. It is the Piper out front, 42 of Smith. Smith, Coolbeth. Now here comes Mees. Mees, part of the Harley-Davidson wrecking crews, coming up to the front. Before the red flag, he'd actually worked his way all the way up to 3rd. And now he's got his momentum once again built up. Next time by, the 5-lap board will come out from Kevin Clark. So we got 5.5 laps. Coolbeth looks up the outside once again. Bryan Smith leaves it on a little long. You see Bryan Smith's back tire getting a little bit out from underneath him. Got a little bit of wheel spin possibly on the 42. He's still out front though. It is Smith. Coolbeth. Here comes Mees on the outside. They're going to fan out. Coolbeth once again a little bit higher. Mees right there in 3rd. It is Bryan Smith. Rider down over here in the middle of 1 and 2. Red flags coming out, so we're going to have a 5-lap shootout. Rider down in 1 and 2. Rider ended up all the way by the air fence. The bike's right there in the racing surface, so red flag's going to fly this time by.
And Kevin Clark runs all the way down as far as he can to meet the riders. He does that to give them as much advance notice as he possibly can to let them know that when they get back, there's going to be a red. So he just runs like crazy every time to get as deep into the field as he can and give them a heads up.
Try to figure out who the down rider is this time, but they go down right over there in 2. 91, Mikey Martin, the Acampo, California rider on the Bonneville Triumph, is down over there in turns 1 and 2. Looks like he's trying to gather his breath. They're trying to pick up the motorcycle. Looks like he's sitting up just a little bit trying to catch his breath.
And his team owner, Bill Gately, was standing right here, and he was listening intently for what you said, who is it, and when you said Mikey Martin, he just shook his head and walked away. And what that really means, that doesn't mean he's necessarily upset with his rider. What it means is that 4 months, these teams have worked day and night preparing for this race, the Springfield Mile. And you know, if we'd had more time in our opening ceremonies, I wanted to tell these fans, the ones, especially the new ones, this place is so important to this sport that up until 1954, if you were going to wear the #1 plate on your motorcycle for the next year, you had to win the Springfield Mile. It was the only way to get the #1 plate was to win Springfield. Then they reorganized the Grand National Championship that included road race and flat track. They had a point system, but before that, you had to win it. It's still today, it is the race that every rider wants to put on their resume. Every team owner wants to have listed as I won the Springfield Mile. And right now, Bill Gately and the Bonneville Performance guys are shaking their head going, not today, not in the spring race, maybe in the fall. So riders once again assemble here in the hot box. Dan Johnson's on his way. Interesting, Bryan Smith, that bike has the tiniest fuel tank ever on it. It's just barely designed to do 25 miles on a mile, and it will do that. However, with all the restarts and the red flags that uncharacteristically we have had here today at Springfield, they apparently feel the need to add just a splash of fuel before they send the Piper back out, Bryan Smith. Because again, that tank is tiny on that specialty built motorcycle. That's a cool deal on that team. Esparza and those guys coming on board saying we want this bike to be in the field. Crosley Radio said we want to be involved, so they remain very much involved. And of course, Howerton Motorsports, my understanding, still supplying the engine for the Kawasaki under a new frame now. So they're beginning to roll. They're pushing these bikes back to the hot box, and we'll be set to go back in a moment. Mikey, of course, is up and rolling around. Hopefully we'll be able to rejoin the field in just a moment. That's, of course, our hope. We don't want anybody not to be able to make the call. Have a little bit of information I want to share with you immediately following this race. Riders' banners will be for sale in the pits for the AMA Pro Flat Track Class of '79. And friends,
Injured Riders Fund. They're doing great work, these guys are. They're giving money to people as they get hurt, which they sometimes sadly do. Most are autographed. They're 4 foot by 6 foot. If they're not autographed, the riders are here and available, and we'll be happy to sign them for you. They're going to be behind the stage here. Please stop by and see the folks with the AMA Pro Flat Track Class of 79 and check them out there. There will also be an opportunity to donate to the charity as well if you choose to. And trust me when I tell you, they're doing yeoman's effort, and they've helped a bunch of injured riders.
There's Mikey Martin, ladies and gentlemen, on the back of the scooter with Dan Johnson. They call him Fluffy. He's up and okay. That's good news. Also, a lot of people came up and asked if we had a winner of our 50-50. We did. Congratulations going out to Ashley Sledge. She was up here just a few moments ago. Ashley Sledge was our winner of the 50-50 raffle. Half the money went to her. Half the money went to the Children's Miracle Network. So congratulations to Ashley. I think she's buying my dinner a little bit later on. I hope she does. We're going to have a restart.
Well, partner, she's going to have to probably get in line.
Well, yeah. Wait, are you buying my dinner? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh.
No, I was talking about all the other gals that are probably already lined up for you there.
Right. I can see them lined up for miles.
For miles, yes.
Here we go. What are we going to do? 5-lap restart? Is that what I heard?
That's what I heard.
42, flying Bryan Smith, Crosley Radio. See if he can hang on for 5 more miles. Kitty Coolbeth's been there the entire time. Mees was right there on the number 9 bike. Looked like he was charging towards the front. Remember, a lot of these riders can go back there putting more tear-offs on their lenses of their helmets. Some riders actually switch helmets.
Scotty, as a former Grand National rider, a 25-mile race, you develop kind of a feel. You develop kind of a rhythm, if you will, during the course of the 25 miles. You get a chance to start your pass, your draft pass early. You get a chance to start it a little later and figure out where you want to make your move. How bad do these red flags mess you up here with just 5 now to go?
Well, it depends on what's going through the minds of these riders. I think, 5 miles, it's just like a dash for cash, basically. So you got to change your thoughts, change everything right now, and just leave all that behind you. Let's see what's going to work for 5 laps. Let's think about it as a 5-lap dash.
Bryan Smith has been getting some fabulous starts here today in the 2 prior restarts and the initial start. Kenny Coolbeth, maybe not as good as he wants, but once they get rolling, Coolbeth looks like he's got something for him. Do you think that he does?
Possibly. It looks like he's possibly found another line. I know they're all sitting out there listening to us right now, but Coolbeth's been trying some other lines. We'll see if anything's going to work out. What I miss, his tuner down there, the rider coach, is Kevin Allerton. I know if he was still racing, he would be up there against the air fence and the hay bales, just clipping him with the rear tire, trying a different line if he could, looking for the moisture on the racetrack. But Kevin Allerton, one of the most fun riders to watch ever, and he's helping out Coolbeth on the number 2 Zanatti racing bike, and his dad is the mechanic. That's the number 2 Zanatti racing entry. So I don't know if he had any words of advice for him, but we're getting ready to find out. 5 laps left.
And a couple of times on the restarts going into every lap going into turn number 1, the jammer Jared Mees has some decisions to make. Is which way's Coolbeth going when he makes his move around Bryan, and what's left for me? He might have to control his own destiny here in a little bit. As you said, it is a 5-lap dash for cash basically about to happen, and I'm very impressed with the Ram Spur Winery Ducati Hyper Motard and the rider. Jake Johnson doing a fabulous job here. They're firing him up, Hollywood. Let's go race in Springfield.
I believe it's 5-lap dash for cash, ladies and gentlemen. Basically is what it boils down to. It pays a whole lot more. Bryan Smith's waiting to the very last second to fire up the 42 bike. Kenny Coolbeth brings to life the XR750 Zanatti Racing. We've got Mees right there on the 9 XR750 Rogers Racing entry. Here comes the Ducati of the 5. Jake Johnson, 44. Brandon Robinson, the 1 of Baker. Baker on the number 1 bike. 17 of Wiles, 59 of McCoy, 14 of Bauman, 15 of Mees. Here they go. 5 laps to get it done. Smith's going to lead him into 1. Coolbeth is there. Ace tucks into the 4 spot. Here they come already. 5 riders in line, going to go down the back straightaway. We know it's Bryan Smith out front. The man in black leads them on the 42 bike. Here comes some riders deeper in the field coming up to the front. Mees has dropped back to the 4th position. 5 laps left. Here they come off of turn number 4. Look at all these riders that we have still running out there. I believe we have 14 bikes still going, possibly only 13. Here they come off of 4. It is Smith, Coolbeth, Johnson, Mees. The number 1, the Bullet, Brad Baker in the 5th spot. Trying to get up to the front if he can. It's Smith across the line. Coolbeth in second. Jake Johnson third. Mees in fourth. Brad Baker in fifth. And then Willie McCoy. Top 5 riders breaking away. Now we got 2 riders and then 2 riders. 1 solo rider sitting back there in fifth. It's the Bullet, Brad Baker. Coolbeth once again looks and thinks about the high line over there in turns 3 and 4. Gets back in line behind the 42. Crosley Radio Kawasaki is out front. They're going to bring him off of 4. Laps winding down here at the Springfield Mile. It is Smith and Coolbeth. Johnson and Mees. Now Mees goes up the inside. Look how deep Mees goes into the corner. Mees dives so deep into the corner, he almost catches up to the top 2 riders. Somehow keeps it on the bottom up against the guardrail. Here they come off for 2. It's Bryan Smith. Now Kenny Coolbeth is right there on the back tire. Here comes the king of cool. He might have been saving it. He's looking at the high line. Mees is right there in the 3rd spot. Behind Mees is Johnson on the Ducati. They're going to bring him back this direction. We're going to have 2 laps to go from Kevin Clark. We'll show him 2 more miles. Smith, Coolbeth, Mees, Johnson. With 2 laps left, ladies and gentlemen, can Bryan Smith win on the Crosley Radio Kawasaki? Kenny Coolbeth's going to do anything in his power to not let that happen. Coolbeth is right there. The Kawasaki's not pulling away. Here comes the jammer. Jared Mees gets the ball rolling, and he's caught up to him. We got 3 riders now trying to settle it. White flag's going to fly this time by. Leader's going to bring on 4, getting a little bit sideways is the 42. That is Smith. Smith in line. He tucks to the bottom. Coolbeth in the 2 spot. Mees in 3rd. Top 3 riders. We got 1 mile to figure out a winner. Coolbeth once again goes back to a little bit higher line. He might leave the door open for Mees to sneak on by. We'll see who's going to make the chest move first. Down the back straightaway. 135-mile-an-hour chest game. Here comes Mees. No. Now Johnson goes to the high side, ladies and gentlemen. Here he comes around the outside. What's going to happen now? Coolbeth slips off just a little bit. I thought he had something for him. Rider down in turn 3. Maybe not. Yep, he's up and okay. Here they come to the finish line. It's going to be Bryan Smith. Coolbeth. Mees. It's Willie McCoy down in turn 3. Bike is down, riders up over there in turn 3. It's Willie McCoy. He looks like he's up and okay. So we'll go through the finishing order. We'll bring the top 3 riders to the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had fun at the Springfield Mile. If you go home, you don't have to go straight home, but please go home straight. Everybody be careful on your trip home and enjoy Memorial Day tomorrow.
All right, Scotty, how about we pay a little tribute to our buddy Donnie Bargeman. Hey, Springfield, how'd you like that mile?
Your winner by .041 seconds, the number 42, Bryan Smith, picking up a Springfield Mile victory. Kenny Coolbeth comes up just a little bit short. He saved the move for the last corner and just could not make it work. Coolbeth second. 3rd spot, the number 9, Jared Mees. 4th, 5, Jake Johnson. 5th, the factory Harley rider, Brad Baker. 6th, Henry Wallace on the 17th. 7th, 44, Robinson. Nicole Mees in the 8th spot. Briar Bauman 9th. Sean Bear 10th. Danny Kelch 11th. There's your winner. That's the Piper. Flying Bryan Smith's going to take a victory lap. He's looking for somebody to go with him. We'll see who it is in just a second. Here comes the team, the Crosley Radio team headed down that way. 59, Willie McCoy, the rider that went down. They're showing him as 13th. 14th, Mikey Martin. Corey Texter, 15th. Corey Texter showing the 15th spot. Stevie Bonzi, 16th. Johnny Lewis, 17th and 18th spot. The number 7, Sammy Halbert. There's a much-deserved victory lap for the 42, the Piper. Bryan Smith picking up his 4th Springfield Mile win for this young rider. He'll be up on the box in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, just about time for our celebration. We appreciate our local sponsors, Green Toyota, Memphis Shades, and Miller Lite, the official beer of the Springfield Mile. Also special thanks going out to Harley-Davidson, Dunlop, Sunoco, Saddleman Seats, Saddlebags, and Luggage, Motobat, Cortex, Sozo Energy Drink, Tom Duma Fine Jewelers, Kimco, Cometic Gasket, Clearwater Lights, and Racer Sights. In just a moment, we'll go down to the victory podium as soon as we get everybody staged up. Fireworks going off. Special thanks going out to Boom Boom for the fireworks celebration on the back straightaway. Once again, we appreciate everybody for coming out. I hope you guys have a safe and happy Memorial Day tomorrow. The next race will be in Knoxville, Iowa, June the 15th. That's where myself and Barry Boone will see each other again. Bryan Smith taking his victory lap. I lost him on the track, not sure where he's at. They're checking on Willie McCoy down there in the corner. I think the word is he was up and okay. The bike is up against the air fence. They're getting him picked up. Bryan Smith taking his time down the whole back straightaway. And he'll be up in the victory celebration in just a moment. So we'll go ahead and get ready for our podium in just a second. We appreciate, again, all you fans for coming out. And if you're going home, please have a safe trip home. Barry Boone, we're getting ready to have our post-race show here on Victory Podium.
Race fans, it's time for our post-race show featuring Victory Podium. And for more on that, let's go trackside.
It is our post-race show for the Harley-Davidson Expert Main Event. A great race. We saw old school Springfield style drafting going on throughout, and of course the cream rose to the top, and that man right there has put his name in the Springfield Mile record book for the 4th time as a winner. Scotty, what we saw today, I believe the restrictor deal is a good deal. We saw lots of multi-brand racing in every single race today.
Yeah, there's a lot of passing going on, and it was a pretty good deal. I think the teams will go back and they'll learn from this. They'll take their bikes back to the dyno. They'll look at the tire wear and see if that was a factor at all. And we'll come back and figure out as we go to Knoxville. We'll go. The series moves to a half mile for the next couple of rounds. Knoxville, Iowa, and then we'll go to Lima, Ohio. But I'm sure we're gonna have the top 3 up there in just a second. Gives Bryan Smith 1 second to take off his skid lid.
Yeah, they are on their way. We're going to start with our 3rd place finisher here this afternoon at Springfield. What a really great show that it was. I'm going to make my way to the other side of the stage around this beautiful Crosley Kawasaki. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce your 3rd place finisher on the Rogers Racing Las Vegas machine. He's also back part of the Screaming Eagle crew, the Wrecking Crew with Harley-Davidson. Give it up for national number 9, the 3rd place today to the Jammer, Jared Mees. Great race, Jammer. You were certainly in the hunt all race long.
Yeah, you know, before the restart, we had to make our way up there, and you know, it was just like all of a sudden the bike just came right around. It was hooking up so good and tracking through the corner awesome, and we started having those red flags, and dang it, man, Jake kept getting me into the first corner every time. It was just like rewind and play, man. He'd get me every time, and you know, he didn't quite have the corner speed I did, and you know, I had to work my way by him, and I kept seeing these 2 guys checking out, and I was like, man, I got to get there. And man, we had some really good corner speed today, and the motorcycle was phenomenal. Kenny Tolbert, thanks so much, man. You worked your butt off, and Sammy Sweet, everybody, just a whole team effort. I can't thank enough for Rogers Racing, SDI Insulation, Las Vegas Harley-Davidson, Blue Springs Harley-Davidson, the Harley-Davidson Motor Company, SDI Saddleman Seats, Cometic Gasket, NGK Spark Plugs, Millennium Technologies, Bell Helmets, D&D Exhaust is a real big helper of ours. Just all the fans out there, thanks so much. IMDA, it's been a great weekend for me.
Well, you've won this thing before, and you'll have another shot Labor Day weekend. 10% off tickets if you buy them on your way out the gate today. Good luck. This is a good start to your twin season, to your Grand National Championship efforts.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Daytona didn't go the greatest for us, but come out here and put it on the box here, and you know, leave out here with really positive. This was the best we felt all day, and it was a good race, and I had a lot of fun. And one other guy I got to thank is Kelly's Restaurant out there, Rob McLean. Thanks a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, 3rd place today for a class act, the Jammer, Jared Mees. I'm going to climb up on this box and introduce the man who finished 2nd today. He was certainly a factor all race long, riding the Zanatti racing machine. Ladies and gentlemen, the King of Cool, national number 2, 2nd today for Kenny Coolbeth. Kenny, great race. It had to be a fun race for you. I know you came up a little short.
Yeah, I had it all planned out. You know, I thought Bryan and I would kind of take off a little more, and I was just tagging along. I had the hook out, and he was towing me around, and you know, Jake came around, and then Jared, and I'm like, man, I just need to stay behind Bryan. His bike's so fast, and just have me tow it around, and that's what I did. And on the last lap, I had it all planned out. I was gonna blow around the outside, and you know, kind of get a good corner to the finish line, but. He ran her in there deep, and I got right alongside of him, and you know, came up a little short. But these guys working on my equipment, Dave Zanatti, it's just great to be involved with those guys, and I'm looking forward to the season. Zanatti, Maroney's Harley-Davidson is back, back at the track with him helping us out, and it's cool. Tony Dodge stepped it up, and he's helping. I got so many people, that I would love to thank. Motion Pro, Top One Oil is one of our new big sponsors, and it's going to be a good season. It's fun, and it's showing. I'm finally having fun, and it's great.
He's back, and he's still cool, ladies and gentlemen. He's the king of cool, second today for Kenny Coolbeth. And now, ladies and gentlemen, he's adding his name to the record book for the 4th time as a winner here at Springfield today. How exciting it is to introduce this man on the Crosley Radio Kawasaki. Your winner today in Springfield 1. He's the Piper, national number 42, Bryan Smith. Bryan, a great day of racing for you. You couldn't have done anything else except set fast time, and you did that too. I'm sorry. So you did everything.
Track record, everything.
Track record.
It was really good for literally not having any time on this new chassis and rolling it out, and couldn't ask for a better day, really.
Yeah, it's a fantastic day. Half second on the field, right out of the truck. Had to give you some confidence to end up here atop the box at Springfield, adding yet another. That has to feel really good to you, to the entire team. Great motor, great chassis combination, great rider.
Thanks a lot, man. It's been a heck of an effort getting these things ready for this race. It's a lot of the same bike as last year, but a lot different. Everybody that helped me out, I can't thank them enough. It's been a long couple of weeks getting everything dialed in, and man, it feels great for it to pay off like this.
So we pack up, we head down the road to go to the half mile. Good luck there.
Thanks a lot. I want to thank everybody for coming out, Crosley Radio via Sparza, for being behind me, once again, and I just can't thank them enough. My family, Jeff Gordon for building one fast engine, Dane Glidden for all his hard work, and everybody, man. It's just all the fans that come out, everybody, all my friends and family back home. It's just it's been not only just a couple guys turning wrenches, it's been a whole family, team, friends effort.
Today he had to earn it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm beginning to think he's the master of the mile. National number 42, Bryan Smith, your winner today in Springfield 1. That's going to just about wrap up our post-race show featuring Victory Podium. Many thanks to the Harley-Davidson Motor Company for continuing to support this great class. Multi-brand racing is back. Thank you to all the fans at fanschoice.tv for being a part of the historic coverage here today from the fastest mile in the world. Let's say one more time thank you to the Illinois Motorcycle Dealers Association, as they are a premier promoter on this series. Great people to work with. Tamara and the gang, we thank you all for being here. To the members of the media, national, regional, local, internet, all of you, thank you for your continued support of our series. As we grow, as we move forward, we're just going to take you with us. That's all from down here, Hollywood. It's been great working with you today. I'll see you at Knoxville, Iowa.
Great job, Barry Boone. Also, congratulations goes out to Kenny Coolbeth, now taking over the lead in the point standings. He's got the lead, 53 points. Jake Johnson is in second in the points with 51. Sammy Howard had a rough day in that main event. He's still in third spot in the point standings with 43 points. That's your top three. So to send us out of here, I'm going to play Bo Braswell Sideways one more time. We'll see you Knoxville, Iowa, June 15th.